Hey everyone, it's Robby Besner, and we're back with another episode of the Healthy Hotline. And today, actually, I want to talk about something that is my latest opus, my latest research that I'm super excited about. And it's the concept of harmonization. I'll tell you where it came from. It's sort of a little backdrop. Years ago, maybe 15 to 17 years ago, I got a dream, or I call it a download, about the effects of electromagnetic fields, EMF. I didn't know whether they were harmful or not. I had no idea, but I did know that we were making some pretty unique devices that were really changing the body chemistry and creating a really healthy platform to build your immune system and do a whole bunch of stuff. And so what I want to talk about in the next few minutes is the concept of harmonization. And why is harmonization important? And how that involves with electromagnetic fields and all these exogenous man-made frequencies that are basically kind of harmful, as we're finding out as we're getting more information. And so what happened a few years ago for me in my dream was that if I'm making an infrared sauna, and it's a great device, you sit in it, you detox, you do a whole bunch of great things. And if you watch some of the prior episodes, you'd learn more directly the benefits and the features of all these different devices we make. They plug into a wall, and anything that plugs into a wall or is battery operated will generate a man-made exogenous field, an energy field. Well, why is that important? Well, now, 15, 17 years ago, people didn't know about EMF, didn't understand how that could interfere with your own body field, your own body energy, your own health, your healthy platform from an energetic point of view. For me, 17 years ago, really what it was, hey, I plugged my device into the wall, and I postulated that if EMF is being generated by anything that plugs into a wall, and my device plugs into the wall, and that device, like the portable sauna, is designed to harness full spectrum infrared frequencies that are healing frequencies in nature into the body, where's the conflict? And is your body going to be more concerned about protecting itself from exogenous frequencies like EMF, and or receive the beautiful frequencies of nature in our full spectral approach to our infrared sauna or any of the other devices that we make? So frankly, I had no clue that the cell phone industry would blow up to the way it was. Then it was probably a 3G network 15 years ago. Today it's 5G. I'm hearing that the armies and the military is already using 7G. In some of the countries outside the US, they're already using 10G networks to broadcast. And so what are the effects of all these frequencies that are not natural on our bodies? Well, there's a really super famous doctor named Dietrich Klinghardt, who is an integrated functional doctor. And he did a blood study where he took 100 patients that were in the Pacific Northwest part of the country. And he took 100 patients that lived in the rural areas and 100 patients that lived in the cities. And then he did blood studies on them. Now, if you're living in the same region, you're basically breathing the same air, eating the same food, drinking the same water. What is the major obvious difference between this concentration in the cities of population and the rural areas? Aside from just the space between your living dwellings, there are an abundance amount of cell towers that are now populating the cities. You can actually type in your zip code on a particular program that will tell you how many cell towers are within 4 miles of that zip code where you live, which is pretty interesting because when I step outside my doorway, I see 4 cell towers. But when I type in my area code, my zip code, I see that there's 53 cell towers within 4 miles of where I live. Now that's a lot of microwaves. And so these frequencies affect us. And so what I did to fix that problem, not understanding the way that how proliferating these frequencies would be in different industries 15 to 17 years ago, was I developed blocking and shielding technology to basically protect your body when you're in our portable sauna or using our healing pads or whatever plugs in or is battery operated that we make. Now that worked for a great many years. What was bothering me about it was that it was sort of reactive, meaning that we tune up all of our devices so that they shield and protect the body from 3G. And as soon as I get that completely integrated and into your home, guess what? They come out with 4G. And then when I tune it up to 4G, they come out with 5G and so on. And so it's reacting, and all the money, don't forget, the money is in streaming and gaming and doing everything faster, Bluetooth, wireless, everything. It's in cars, it's in our homes. Frankly, my wife just bought a coffee pot that has a wireless connection to my network at home so that it can tell me what time it is so that my coffee will brew before I even get up. I just think it's out of control. And so what I started to think about is, let's think forward. What can we do that's not reactive, but proactive towards the changes? And that's where harmonization comes in. So this is the most important concept, I believe, in energy medicine moving forward for the next 10 years. How do we support our own body field, our energy field, to protect us against all these exogenous frequencies? And the key to the word that I focus on is harmonizing. Harmonizing our own shield, our own body field, to protect us against all these frequencies. If you're harmonized, then whether it's 5G, 7G, whether you're in a room full of computers, whether you're in a hotspot having coffee at Starbucks or wherever you are, your body is protected. And that's the key. Because what EMF, what ELF, which is extreme low frequencies, what all of these frequencies do is they collapse our biofield, our energy field, the field around us that connects all of us. It collapses it down to the body. Now, there's actually been studies on this. When you're a child, your biofield, your energy field can extend 700 to 1,000 feet. And as you get older, that field starts to collapse. And I'm lucky, or we're all lucky as adults, if our own energy field can extend past our arm, which is only like 3 feet, which is crazy, right? So how do we maintain the integrity of that field? And the key is through harmonization. And so today I am here to tell you about this. It's amazing. We have developed and used different earth frequencies, particularly the esophageal and the Schumann frequencies, which is the earth frequency. And we've imprinted that frequency into the materials that we put into all the products that we make. And there's a particular company out there that I've gotten close with, and we did an IRB, an actual clinical trial, where we've taken a certain pendant that has these frequencies embedded in that pendant. And when you wear it, it actually protects and fortifies that shield, so that whether or not you're in 5G, 10G, whether or not you've got a room full of computers around you, your shield is going to protect you. That's going to keep your immunity system strong, your immune system strong, and it's going to protect you from all these harmful frequencies. So what Dietrich Klinghardt discovered in his blood study was that these exogenous frequencies actually energize all the parasites, all of the mold, all of the microorganisms that are inside of you. And it makes them, basically multiply faster, use more of your resources, and also create what's called a microtoxin, or essentially they poop. So how do they do this? He just measured the blood from the people in the country versus the people in the city. And the only difference in these two locations is basically the concentration of cell towers. And so he was able to simply postulate that when you're around these exogenous frequencies, it actually energizes all these bugs. And many of the imbalances of your microbiome, of these bugs inside of us, that when they're in balance, they basically fortify your health. But when there's an imbalance, they can actually take your health from you. So what he studied and what he noticed was that EMF, ELF is not truly our friend. What the Surgeon General and the WHO has said is that when you're around EMF or ELF, high concentrations for too long of a time, it actually is not healthy and can create carcinogenic responses by the body. So this is an example of what a Harmony pendant will look like. Okay, it comes in actually 2 different sizes. like the man or the female. Mostly we just have the male format. I actually wear one that we just produced that comes in gold, but it's basically the same thing. There's special embossing on it. The way you harmonize is just by holding it about 12 inches away from your body at approximately your heart, where your heart is in the center, for about 2 minutes. And it will actually rebalance the energies inside of you and act as protection against all these harmful frequencies. I hope you enjoyed this few minutes we spent on understanding harmonization and the importance of harmonization for our body and our body fields. And stay tuned, because there's more information on this to come.
You've been listening to The Healthy Hotline, hosted by Robby Besner. Please be sure to share this content with anyone that you think would get value in it, and leave us a comment if you had any questions throughout this episode. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode.